The Lake of the Woods County Sheriff's Office, along with other U.S. and Canadian officials, have responded to several reports of missing anglers on Lake of the Woods within the last week, with two incidents occurring on Monday night, October 15th. The first report came in on Monday just after 5 p.m. The wife of Eric Willems, 34 of Warroad, called to report that her husband had left Youngs Bay on the northwest angle and headed to Warroad at around 11 a.m. that day and had not arrived home. Willems was driving a 20-foot Grimley boat. A search was launched with the Valley Medical helicopter in the air at around 6 p.m. At 7:30, the helicopter located Willems on the mainland about 5 miles west of Driftwood Point. He was airlifted to Warroad with no injuries. According to Willems, he had fuel problems with his boat. After anchoring for about 3 hours, he started for shore when it became too dark and was rescued there. Later that same evening, around 8:30 p.m., the sheriff's office received a report of two anglers from Wisconsin who were missing on Lake of the Woods. Like Willems, Kyle Rusfold and Robert Steffes had left Youngs Bay at around 9 a.m. and headed to Canada to fish. When the anglers did not return by dark, a missing persons call was placed. The Ontario Provincial Police launched an air search, and the Lake of the Woods County Sheriff's Office worked to pinpoint the location of the cell phone signal. Just before 10 p.m., the anglers made it back to Youngs Bay. They told authorities they had motor problems and they were forced to use their kicker motor to make it back to the resort. These incidents come just days after a father and son who were muskie fishing on the Canadian side of Lake of the Woods became lost on October 9th. The men were fishing in a 16-foot skiff with a 25-horsepower Yamaha motor when they ran out of gas. After making several calls for help, their cell phone batteries went dead. The pair made it to an island and was able to keep a fire going the first night, but eventually it went out. Law enforcement and volunteers spent many hours searching for the two men. An air search was hindered by the bad weather, but helicopters and airplanes were used in the search when possible. After spending 3 nights in the freezing temperatures with high winds and snow squalls, the men were finally found almost 40 miles from where they thought they were when they initially called for help. The men were treated for hypothermia and dehydration. I'm Neil Carlson reporting for PageOnePublications.com.